Time's come to have a look at this thing. We'll just pull it apart a bit and just clean it up. We'll be getting new wires there. They're definitely not going on it. You've got to keep that rubber bit, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes, I suppose. And then I'm going to take the leads off and just clean it up. That's all I can do. It's a bit ugly, but should be able to clean it up. For right now is to fix these two busted studs. I'm going to have to drill them out and re-tap them, I think. This whole thing needs a birthday. That starter thing's still slipping. I'm not sure why. I made that bit there. It's the same size and practically the same shape as that. And that does not slip. It cannot slip. When I insert that in there, it's unslippable. But for some reason this thing's slipping. You know, we're either going to buy a new one of them sprockets. That's a sprocket, runs a chain. It's 120 euros for that little thing there. You know, I don't want to buy it if it's not going to fix it. Like, all these 120 euros add up. I'm thinking whether to take that off and giving it a skim on the lathe. So I may turn that down a little bit and see if it still works if it's smaller. That's the only option I've got. But for right now, I'm fixing that header. I just want to think about it. I'm able to set this up in the drill press I'm still going to have to hold it, so I can't film doing this, but I want to drill out both of these starts. Easier to do it on this press. It actually went pretty smooth. I got that out, I reclaimed the threads. I was able to use the left-handed bits I've got once I drilled a hole through that, and it helped spin one of them out, and the other one I just re-tapped. That's fixed. I've got two new studs. I'll put them in now. This part will be getting sandblasted. I'm not sure what finish I'm going to put on that yet. I'm sort of thinking of using this Cerakote stuff, but I do have some super high temp paint. I may just use that. We did get these 4 copper rings in the kit. I can't remember. I thought it did have those copper rings and that gasket, but it may have just had the gasket. But I'm positive, I can't find them, but I'm sure it also had the copper rings. That's what made me think it was supposed to have the gasket as well. So I'll just double check with, I'll see if I can communicate with that with Ortmans. It's a bit hard because they're German. We'll see. So that's fixed. The studs are longer. Rather than cut them off, I've just put a nut there. Not going to make any difference. You don't really see that because it hangs under the motor like that. Like the motor lays over on its side. So that will be getting sandblasted, and I'll put something on it. I'd like to use that Cerakote stuff, but it's quite expensive. To do that one pipe, getting the stuff cheap is 220 bucks, and I've still got to put it on myself. So it's very expensive, and I've never used it before, so I've just bought this high temp paint. I reckon it can just stand 2000 Fahrenheit. Probably, we'll see. See what happens. From now, that's done. So I've got to sandblast that one day this week. The tail shaft also has to get painted, that, and the bumper bar brackets. One of the bumper bar brackets needs a repair. That's the thing I busted my finger on the very first day that I was working on this car. Smashed my finger trying to get that off. This thing that I made, that works really good, eh? There's no way that can slip. Well, it spins that way perfectly. But that, like, the more force I put on that, the more it grabs. So, to me, this part here, there's something wrong with that. The face of it's a bit funny. I can feel a little bit of a groove. There's that thing all cleaned up. Come up quite nice. New screws on the side there. I've just gapped these points. They're a little bit tricky to gap, actually. Sort of a freehand job. I don't know if they're just sticky or what, but anyway, they're gapped. I gapped them at 0.4 of a mil. I just wanted to show you these things. I bought these ages ago. Like, you know how sometimes it's hard to put a screw in and stuff? Like these, that one actually grabs a Phillips head, right? This one grabs a flat screwdriver. You twist the end, a screw, sorry. I'll just I'll find a flat screw and show you. So that grabs that. Perfect for putting the screws in points. Sometimes they can be hard to get in. But you twist the end of that, and it's got a little bit in the middle of it, and that turns sideways. So you twist it, and that straightens it, and you let it go, and it grabs the screw. Pretty cool. And they're the Phillips head ones. Yeah, I don't know what they're called, but they're handy things to have. That's that all restored, put on. I may get a new condenser for that. The points look fine. I can't see the reason why that won't work. Putting that on couldn't be easier. It only goes in one way. There's two holes there, one's bigger than the other. So you turn that around, clip it in, and bolt it on, that's it. It's got a little bit of adjustment. I've just put the gasket on there, they're the nuts on. Pretty sure we need that pulley. So we're going to be buying that. That's the thing. This is slightly smaller by the looks in the middle than the outside, and that thing over there, it doesn't slip. So I can't see it being the pulley or the guts of that pulley or any of it. It all looks good to me. That's the bit that doesn't look real good. That's getting changed. And if it still slips after that, we'll get the guts of the pulley. Now, as far as this goes, this did have that bracket, that gasket, and I could have swore it had those rings as well. But it looks like these rings will seal it. So the thing does say everything to rebuild the engine. So to me, why would they give you the intake gasket and not the outlet gasket? So the next things they're doing is that's getting sandblasted. This stuff here is getting, I'm not sure if I have to sandblast that, but I don't think I will sandblast it. I want to keep it away from those joints. I'm just going to hit it on the wire wheel and sand that. But this stuff here, I've just repaired that. That's the thing I busted my finger on. That's all fixed. I might need a little bit of a file there, that's it. This stuff tomorrow is getting on, maybe not tomorrow, Thursday is getting sandblasted and painted. And pretty much that is the last stuff that I have to restore on this car. I might do the seat frames, and I do have to do the roof. But that'll be getting done later in the year. And you know, realistically, this car, it can be, all this stuff can be put together within one working week. So it's going to go together pretty fast. All the hard work's done. It's the last of the stuff and has to be all restored. It's all been sandblasted and painted. They're just all the bumper bar brackets there. I also did a tail shaft. I didn't sandblast that, but I took all the paint off it, sanded it right back. I just didn't want to get any sand near the uni joints. The only thing left to paint is the roof up there. That'll be getting done later in the year. I always had it in my mind to paint that black, but you never know. It may get painted the same colour as the car, but I'm still thinking black. We do have the black, so we'll see. It is on. They're painted in that high temp stuff. I've sandblasted that. You can just see a little bit of pitting there, but that's staying like that. I did think of wrapping it. I've used these dome nuts. I'm going to use them there and here because I've bought them, so I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them on the gearbox. Protects the thread a bit too. Just cleaning these tail lights up. They should clean up fine. I'll get new screws for there. I'm just about to pull these apart. This one's got a little bit of a chunk out of it there, but for now we're just going to have to leave that until we get a new one. As soon as we can find a good one, we'll grab it. But they need cleaning up. They're getting pulled apart and cleaned. I'll replace these screws. These back things need painting. And the chrome plating, I was speaking to him yesterday, it'll be about 3 weeks I'll have all that stuff here. There's the tail lights all done. I've just got to put the chrome ring on it and then throw them on. Pretty happy with them. They come up nice. That one's just got a little imperfection there. But for now, it's going on the car. I think you can get those, we'll see. You can't get them new, but you can pick them up somewhere. Anyway, they're done. That was the last bit I had to restore. They're going to look great on the car. Anyway, in the next day or two, I've decided I'm going to move the chassis into here. I'm sick of waiting to get rid of these cars out the back there. So this bike's going to sit over there. I'm going to move the bike and the stand over there, and I'm parking the MV out the back. Still in the shed, but the chassis is going to get put together in here, in this little room. Yeah, spoke too soon. There's something else that needs restoring. This thing. It needs a full rebuild. So what I'm going to do is strip it down, get all the crap off it, and looks like someone's had a bit of a go at it up around here. I'm going to see if I can get a core that'll fit that and just put a new core in it. I've got new these things. I've got the new clips and everything, clamps. So I'm going to have to restore that fan shroud, get all this junk off it. I did like this sticker, but I realised that's not off this car. That's got, like, this car doesn't have rockers, overhead rockers like that. And I don't know why it has that sticker there. It's got nothing to do with this car. It says, it's got a Ford sticker there. It says FOMO Co. That's Ford. Anyway, that sticker's going. I did like that sticker till I realised it's not for this car. I'll just strip that down and make a decision. I'll go and see if I can get someone to get me a core that size. Thing is a bit knocked around. Straighten all that up. It's got a piece out of it there. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Like, why would it be like that? There's a bit there. That might be factory, that piece. But why would someone cut a chunk out of it like that? And this is all bent around the top here too, or bottom, whichever way that is. Anyway, that needs to be fixed up. That's blocked, completely blocked. So it's got to be pulled apart, clean the tanks out, get a new core, respray the whole thing, make sure it doesn't leak, fix up this stuff. That's it. Got a few developments. Moved everything around like I said, got the chassis in here, so I'm going to be putting it together. Managed to get the engine and the gearbox in this morning, or this afternoon. It's now 2 o'clock. Tomorrow carbies go on, generator, or whatever it is, the rear end. That's quite easy to put in. It's just got 8 bolts and the shocks. That's all, holds all that in. Tail shaft, that stuff's all going on tomorrow. And we'll see what happens after that. But, you know, I'm just glad to get it at that stage. I can start assembling the front suspension, but I'm waiting on some boots for the upper and lower ball joint boots. I've got boots for that. I can put some of it together. I'm also waiting on new bolts. I'm waiting on some nuts for there, but everything else is bolted in except for these 2 top engine mount nuts. I've got some captive nut, dome nuts coming for there. They're just an odd size. I've got plenty of dome nuts, but I've got 10 by 1.5. They're 10 by 1.25. It was just a bit before everything was standardised, this 1965. That's why it's got those M5 by 0.9. They're just very hard to come by. Anyway, things starting, you know, it's moving along. I've got to replace this sprocket in here. I'm sure it's that. Well, I'm not 100% positive, but that's what we're buying anyway. Put that on there, I reckon that'll work. If it doesn't, we'll buy the new guts. And then it'll have a whole new starting system, so it has to work. Anyway, that's enough for today. Thing on the magic table's this. I'm going to have to sweat these tanks off, take all this crap off here, find a new core, put it all back together, sandblast everything, put it back together. The shroud needs repair, so I'm not 100% sure all those holes have to be there. But that'll get done. I'd rather have a brand new radiator. We're going to be running this car on waterless coolant. I'm not putting normal coolant in it. Okay, Sunday here today. What I'm going to be doing is carbies are going on, just generators going on, diffs going in, tail shafts going on. Probably tomorrow I'll put all the rear brakes together and just see what comes after that. I'm going to have to make an exhaust for this car. It's a pretty complicated exhaust system. The section that goes here looks similar to that, like it's all this tuned length pipes, and then it comes down and it goes into two and then splits out and goes out the back. I don't know, probably make the mufflers and everything, we'll see. Unless I can just buy some hot dogs or whatever, put them on the back. And it's supposed to be a central muffler here somewhere where the two pipes go in and two come out. And I've got the old system there, but I'm not putting that on, it's stuffed. But I'm going to have to get a jack in under here and lift this up, and I can't do that by myself. You just need a bit of a hand to do that. Good. That. That's pretty close. Keep going up. Wait a sec, got to come in a bit. I think we'll go drag this away now. See how it's coming back?
Bye.
Keep going up. Hold it there. And it's going to come up more.
More?
Yeah. Hold it. I'll just square it off a bit here. Yeah, gotta go up a bit more. Wait a sec. Let's see. Yeah, just go up a bit more. More.
More?
Hold it. It's pretty close to where it's got to go. A bit more. Go up. Hold it. Go up. Up. Right, getting close. Hold it. Close there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why is it so close there? Oh, that's weird. It's got to come up on this side a bit, but just jack it up. I suppose that's how it is. It's solid mounted there actually. The thing sits there like that. Shove a bolt in there. We can. Mind that. Not quite. Maybe this one. Let's have a look in here. Still got to come this way. Pretty close, but I think something's going to be easy, eh?
Yeah.
Why don't I close up? Yeah, how close can you get it without it going in? Might try the other side next. Screw that in and take it off. Dodgy jack. It would have been better to aquablast everything. Like I said, as soon as it's dry, it is going to get dirty anyway.
Yeah. Looks sick.
Let's see if I can get this last bolt in. Where is it? Over here. No, up here. It should go in. Where did that go in? All the rear on, the whole back of it's bolted up. Tomorrow I'm going to put in the brakes, rear brakes. That's completely done, ready to have the body put on that section. Next thing I'm going to put on is the tail shaft. I've already painted that. So I'll whack that on next, hopefully. Then the carbies are going on. And then I'll put the alternator on, and that's probably going to be enough for the day. First thing I'll do is shove that on up the gearbox, and then you just flick that in there and put the back bit on. Because that's how I presume you do it. We'll see, maybe you don't. I better make sure, I don't want to do it twice. Tail shaft on, all tight. Only thing with these bolts and these tail shafts, you can really only tighten them up with open enders. You can't get as much tension on a nut with an open ender. But this is the way it is. Anyway, the whole back of it's assembled now. I do like the finish of those, they look pretty cool. Better than they were. Anyway, that's all ready to go, the whole back of it. So now I'm going to put the carbies on. I'll wash my hands first. The O-ring goes here, which I've got. Bung an O-ring there, throw that on. I can probably put the generator on too. Keep calling it a generator. Honestly, I don't even know what it is. Whatever the hell it is. It could be an alternator that's going on, but I won't be putting the belt on because of the pulley situation. It is getting pretty close to get the body on, but I've got to do the suspension. I've got to do another order to Germany before that's all complete, because I've got to get a few more bits and pieces, including that pulley. But, you know, I want to make sure this thing's running right before I put the body on. So I've got to track down the coil. I've got to get the right coil. For starters, I don't want to buy the wrong coil. I've got to buy resistor, new leads, new plugs, put oil in it. I've got a little umbilical fuel system I'll hang up from the roof here, but of course I can't run that fuel pump till it's on the body. And the body's on, whatever. Anyway, I'll whack them carbies on now. I'm just going to go wash my hands first. Carbies on, they went on fairly smooth. A little piece of pipe goes from here to there. I'll see if I can find something for that. There's a little bit of a drain or something there. I'll have to double check what that is. I can't actually remember. It goes somewhere. That looks good. I'm pretty happy with all that. Once you pull the hood, it'll look alright. I'll just keep going. I'll see if I can find a bit of stuff for here. Then I'll throw that generator on, but I'm not going to put the belt on. Like I said, it's not ready. Actually, I'm waiting for these nuts to come. I've got some more of these domed headed nuts, but I don't have that size. M10 by 1.25. There's that stuff installed. I've probably got some of that hose here. I'll do that tomorrow. All that looks good. It's just a shame that little sprocket thing, or something to do with that starter's not right. I'm pretty sure it's that. It's either that or the guts of the pulley, but if that doesn't fix it, we'll get the other bits. Not a bad day's work. Like I said, some things it looks like you've done nothing. You work all day and it looks like you haven't achieved a thing, and some days, boom, all of a sudden looks like you've done heaps. Like I said, the whole back's ready to go. Just got to do a few more things to the front. For 600cc, it does look like a fairly large engine, but it's only 600cc. Actually, it's really 660 because it's bored out 60,000. It takes it a bit over 660cc. I also balanced the pistons in this motor, but I didn't bother. I did video, but I decided not to put it up. I've already done a video on balancing pistons. I'm not going to do another one. Actually looks pretty good. Anyway, this is my video for now. I'll make a video for that this week, and tomorrow I'm assembling the brakes. I'll put that pipe on. I'll go as far as I can with the front. There's other stuff to do. I'll probably start making the exhaust. Anyway, thanks for that.